We've been renovating this unit, time for the bathroom.
What's up? So today we're about to install this toilet here in the bathroom and finish this up. You see, I actually already had a seal. That blue one right there, that's actually a wax-free seal. I like using that one, but it's making the toilet kind of lift up a little bit too high. Definitely like using that one because it's wax-free. You can keep moving the toilet around if you gotta reposition it. It ain't super messy like wax, so I try to use everything that ain't wax. I seen this one here, which is still a wax-free. So with our installation, you see, it actually comes with 3 little ribs, but what I did was cut one off because of the depth of my drain over there. So chopped off one rib so it won't be touching that and making it lift up or whatever. Now what I gotta do is just pretty much peel this here. As y'all can see there, got some little sticky stuff on it. Right now I'm about to flip over the toilet. Of course I already put that one down, so it is water in here. Probably should have done it. YOLO, I got a bag under here. So lift the bottom of the toilet up. You gotta make sure it's not like no dust, make sure there ain't no toilet wax on there so your seal actually can stick under here.
It looks like there's some dust.
Yeah, it's a brand new toilet. That'll have to get cleaned off, but underneath should be good. I'm gonna take this toilet tank off so it can be out of my way. It need to be a whole lot lighter. I took the tank off, now I'm about to just dump this toilet out. I got a tech cloth just to make sure there ain't no fine dust under here. Make sure this boy's dry. Just because this toilet didn't sit in here through the full construction phase. All right, so we grab our seal. Peel that paper back. So it's on there. Look at that. I don't know, dog.
One eternity later.
It's on there. I don't know if I trust this thing. Toilet showing before it little right. Yeah. Put the bolts back on. I did put some shims under there still, but it was lower than that other plant. What other read? See? Alright, so the toilet on there nice and tight. We just gonna have to keep testing this joint, make sure it ain't no leaks underneath or from downstairs. I don't want to get pulled out and mess with nobody's toilet out there to use. Alright, so after you put your toilet down and screw that, now it's time to put the tank on. Make sure that you got your seal on the bottom of here. These newer toilets already come pre-installed. Well, with the flusher here, with the water spout, this is what you're gonna hook your water line up to so it can fill up the tank. And then like you already got your bolts right here pre-installed, so you don't gotta worry about that. So we can, even though they come tight from the factory, still double check them. Make sure you get no water leaks. Make sure this tight right here. That's your fill valve. Then just sit it over here, right on top of the spot where it gotta go in. You gonna feel that boy kind of soft wobble sitting on that seal. And then you have a washer in the wing that it goes underneath those screws that I just showed y'all to make sure they're tight. I just stack them just like this. Then boop, it'll go right up on the screw like that, and then I just start twisting it one hand. Then it'll start going on there and tightening up. Then make sure you can just screw your nut. I put the washer on there, line it up like that, and then I go up under here, feel for that screw. It's right here sticking out. Stack my washer. Washer slid on first. A little tricky because you gotta make sure it's wing nut is straight on there. You don't wanna twist it on there sideways. So boom, there we go. I just twist, tighten it up. That's my one hand motion. It might be a little hard if you're not good with the one hand motion, trying to just figure it out. Or you might want to just use 2 hands, make sure your washer on there. You can get to it if you got room. If this your first time, you might want to just get down there low. You can put the tank on before you put the toilet, but it's kind of easier because the toilet will be a whole lot lighter without this back there. And as you tighten up, you don't want to tighten these too tight, just get them to where they snug, and then you want to start tightening them. And y'all see your tank, it'll start going to one side, so might be good to get it level to make sure it's straight, or you can just twist each bolt at a time to make sure that boy stay even, but it's easier just to get it level. But I'll show y'all see that gap. I'm gonna start tightening this one side over here. So I keep going back and forth to the screws, make sure this boy tight, make sure it's level. You wanna make sure that boy nice and tight too, because you don't want no water to leak out that seal. All right, got that on there. It's crazy, before with the older style toilets, tightening the tank down, I actually do tighten the seal and the inside of it too. But now they got a separate bolt. So you actually take the tank off without having to worry about water leaking. I would drain that joint completely. All right, so if you got the dual flush toilet with the popper on the top, the little hole, it'll come with the push button. So, and the way to install this, it comes with the nut. It'll come like this here. All you gotta do is real simple. Just twist this nut off of here. So these is color coded, one is blue, one is gray. If you come take a look inside the tank, you got one that is blue or one that is gray. So you wanna make sure the colors line up. So blue on the left, gray on the right. So that's the same way you installed it inside the hole. So you go over to your top, push that through. This flat side, you know, this is the back of the toilet. This curved side is the front. So you wanna make sure you got your blue in the right spot, gray on the right side. And just twist that boy with your hand tight. And you want to make sure your button's straight too, unless you just like crooked stuff. But make sure your button's straight so it can line up right with those. Make sure it's nice and tight. It's a little crooked. A little better. And you put your tank top on. Then we're gonna hook up the water. So over here is our water line for the toilet. All toilet lines have this like this wing nut style right here. So this is gonna go underneath and this is gonna go right there. Sometimes they come pre with like a cap that's on there for a different type of water lines. You can take that off if you have this style here. You can unscrew that off and you don't need any of those parts. These toilet lines, they have this type of top because it's easy just to screw with your hand. You don't need to put no pliers on there. You can literally just hand tighten it. So just hand tighten that joint. And over tighten it. Turn the water on. You see that? You got your water coming in from this guy here. This is gonna lift up. I'll let this boy turn. See, I was tightening this too tight and it twisted the whole thing over to the side. See that? You don't want that. Cause it'll rub against there and then your stopper won't come up. So down here, that's loose. But I told you to make sure that your little nut up here tight too. Don't want no leaks. All right, so we got it filled up with water. What'll happen is when the tank starts filling up, that little black guy right there, that little float, it'll pop up until the water to stop filling up. And you flush. Water started filling it up. With these newer toilets too, these boys nice and quiet. Them old ones be loud filling up. As you see, as the water started filling up, this float right here start pushing up. And with this little thing right here, you can actually adjust it with that little fill up head on it right there. You can adjust it if it's not enough water. Then you can twist it and it'll allow that float to go deeper and allow more water to get in. Boom. It fills up. Make sure your water fills up right before this tube here. There we go. So we're gonna get this a bunch of flushes. We're gonna give it a bunch of flushes. So this one drop right here is you take a PP, and then the number 2 is for number 2. So that'll give it a harder flush. It'll give it a harder flush versus just hit the number 1. It'll do a light flush. Keep flushing, make sure you don't got no leaks around the toilet.
the paper, trying to redirect the way